Instant Noodles is available in 3 flavors of chicken, beef, and vegetable. Buy your Indomie Instant Noodles in supermarkets and dukas near you anywhere across Uganda. Indomie Instant Noodles, Uganda's best loved noodles.
Kuba mwaka fana nyinga gwali eyo gwa wangude. Mwaka mulamba.
Bulire sanyu linjo kubanga na wangude school fees wo mwanange. Era nina sanyu okubanga sigenda sasula school fees.
Omwaka
mulamba era ne bazanya ba MTN momo. Katonda abongere omukisa.
As long as you pay school fees using Momo, you will stand a chance to win school fees for a whole year. The school, you will stand a chance to win a school van. You can also get a school fees loan on Momo. The short code is *165*80# and you pay school fees and you win school fees for a year.
Byolina okukola obeere steady. Piniyo gikumenga kyama tugibulira muntu yenna kababeere wa luganda lwo emikwano oba abakola mu banka tugiwandiika wantu wonna era tugitereka mu ssimu
in partnership with Uganda Communications Commission and NBS. At Salam Charity, we believe every soul deserves a path with bright guidance. Through our Crown project, we are not just placing a book into hands, we are gifting hope, nurturing faith, and uplifting communities. In just 1,000 Uganda shillings every week, you help us place a Quran in the hands of those who long for it. Imagine the abundant reward. Every recited, every verse understood, every heart comfort, and life transformed.
قالوا معذرة إلى ربكم لهم يتقون.
Support the Quran Project today. Send your donations to 0776 527 248. Salam Charity Foundation. Changing lives for the better.
So wetutuuka wano tugamba nti assalamu alaikum ahlu diyari min almu'minina walmuslimina inna insha Allahu bikum lahiqun antum salafuna wa nahnu bil athari. Tutuuka wano tubaga nti abange abali mu nnyumba z'abantu abakola ki abakkiriza Allah tabaraka wa taala ne balwanirira obusiraamu ne babuyimirizaawo, era mu abali mu nnyumba z'obusiraamu emirembe gibe gye muli. Allah abongere emirembe mu ntaana ze mulimu. Bannange ffe mwatusookayo busoosi naye naffe tubagoberera, tuli mu buufu bwe bumu. Osaana oyogera ekigambo ekyo ddala ng'okikakasa nti obuufu bwe baakwata bano baalwanirira eddiini y'obusiraamu n'ebeerawo. Naawe ddala kituufu obwolwanirira obusiraamu bubeewo.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
tukwaniriza ku World Navy Uganda. Bano ddala abeesigika mu mmotoka. Tutuuse mmotoka okuva e Japan, e Thailand ne walala wangi. Jangu weerolere mu mmotoka mu bika byonna. Oyagala vaani, oyagala trucks oba SUVs zonna tuzirina. Era ng'okusasula tutandikira ku bitundu 3 ku buli 100. Tukyalireko ku ofiisi zaffe ku Forest Mall e Rukuku oba tukubire ku ssimu noti 7 noti 9 256 886. World Navy Uganda katukutuusize emmotoka yo ey'ekirooto kyo.
As the new moon is sighted, a blessed season begins. Ramadan is more than fasting, a journey of the heart, guided by faith, strengthened by community. From Suhoor to Iftar, Salam TV walks with you, uniting Ummah through inspiring teachings and family-centered programming. Across Uganda, Ramadan calls us to compassion, forgiveness, and drawing closer to Allah. Stay connected to what truly matters with Salam TV this Ramadan. To partner with us, call 0761 001 890. Ramadan Kareem, Uganda.
رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our dear viewer of Salam TV, we always appreciate you for sparing your time and you watch this interesting show, the Alhidaayah show, where we appreciate Islam and science. Today is 23rd Monday, that is February 2026 on the Gregorian calendar, which corresponds with the 6th Ramadan 1447, that is on the Qura calendar. What does that mean? It means by tomorrow, inshallah, we shall have fasted for a full week. Let us do personal self-check. Let us check our souls and everything. What have we achieved so far? Out of the 7 Taraweehs, how many have you so far attended? Out of the 6 days, how many have you fasted? Out of the 6 days, how many days have you made sadaq? Out of the 6 days, how many days have you refrained from the sin that you used to do, that is in the other months? Let us do self-check for this week, almost a week so far that we have moved on this holy month of Ramadan. Today is 6th Ramadan, that is 1447 on the Qura calendar. This is the Alhidaayah show and I am Alkam Mayanja, your host as always. Today, in Islam and science, we're going to appreciate the importance of fasting. And we're going to appreciate why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or what do we gain when we do fasting this holy month of Ramadan. Both religiously, that is according to Islam, and also from the medical perspective. And in studio, I have a special guest, Mr. or Dr. Fausar Mobilu, a doctor at Lugazi Medical Center. Please, could you say salam to our dear viewers of Salam TV?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Thumma salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dr. Fausar, you're most welcome to the Alhidaayah show, where we discuss and appreciate Islam and science. Today, inshallah, may the Almighty Allah enable us. You're going to take us through the importance. Why should our dear viewer who is seeing us there fast this holy month of Ramadan medically? That is why we have brought a doctor, such that the person knows, or the one who is fasting should know that I'm not only gaining spiritually as far as rewards is concerned, but also medically my body is gaining something. Yes, first and foremost, doctor, what do we gain on a larger perspective? What does a fasting person gain?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allah Azza wa Jalla ordained us fasting in Surah Al-Baqarah when he says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. All you who believe, fasting has been ordained on you, and it's not only you but even those who came before you. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, whatever aspect or whatever order or whatever amr He brings to us for our own benefit, either when we know or when we don't know. And so not only on us but also on those who came before us. They fasted. And this fasting, when he continues, says ayyaman ma'dudat. They are just few days.
Allah, we've just started.
And we are in the 6th day.
Allah Akbar Kabir.
Only 30 days of fasting, or even 29. And by the time we reach to 20, people will start wondering, overnight, this thing has moved so fast. That shows that these days are just numbered. So when Allah says, فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ. So Allah Azza wa Jalla is considering the sick. Is considering the sick, those also those who are in journey. If they are not able to fast, then he gives them other alternatives, of such that they can also benefit from fasting. Even the medical aspects of it starts from here. When Allah talks about the sick, it means He considers the sick. He considers life as something very important. But the most important verse I wanted to bring about is the one where Allah says that وَأَن تَصُومُوا خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ.
Fasting is better for you.
Fasting is better for you. Fasting is better for you. In kuntum ta'lamun. If you knew. Fasting is better for you. So, meaning fasting has a lot of benefits which you achieve when you do fast. There are spiritual gains and other body gains or other health benefits we get from fasting. The spiritual gains, the sheikhs have talked much about them, which you gain about fasting. And I'm sure many of us who go to Daawa centers will know much about these spiritual gains. So our main concern today, we want to concentrate mainly on the health benefits which we get from fasting, and the ones which we may not know, yet our body gains a lot of benefits from them. Now, so first and foremost, this fasting, there are some things which our body naturally needs in life, of course. Now, like food, of course, for example, everyone wants to eat. We have to eat to sustain our lives. But this constant eating has effects, depending on what you eat, when you eat, and how you eat. So if you are not in control of your eating itself, you are sustaining problems, either when you know or when you don't know. And this is where the importance of fasting comes in. What do you gain in this fasting itself? Now, there are a lot of issues concerning medical, what they call cardiovascular risks. These cardiovascular diseases we have, they are on rampant in our country.
Dr. Fausar, when you say cardiovascular, what do you mean for our dear viewer to understand?
Now, these cardiovascular diseases, commonly I'm talking of, let me say, diabetes. Diabetes, there's the high sugar levels, and HDL, hypertension. Many people call it pressure. They are on a high increase worldwide and in our country. But did you know that these conditions can be controlled by fasting? One of the drugs to help you in this condition is fasting. Of course, there are others. There are others.
which our viewers might be interested in knowing, like reducing salt intake, taking a lot of salt, but still taking a lot of salt, you will be eating salt. It's so it's
Just reducing.
but still, when you are fasting, you will not be taking it, obviously.
Yes.
But if you control salt intake, if you reduce on what we call inactivity, inactivity, sitting just down there, doing nothing, not jogging around, not doing exercises, so you are exposing yourself to cardiovascular. Of course, there are other things like taking alcohol, tobacco use, but mainly we want to concentrate on fasting itself. Now, one of the things which will help you to control this, one is obesity. Fighting obesity. Obesity itself, it was around 1%, the prevalence in Uganda was 1% in 1990. But by the year 2020, obesity had gone to 7.9% in Uganda.
That is 2020.
That is by 2020. So you can get the statistics by now. So it's an increase. And it's been that 26% of women and 11% of men are either overweight or obese in our country. Those are the figures. It's common in urban centers than rural. And it's due to increased consumption of these processed foods, like inactivity, lack of exercises, all that cause obesity. But now, how can you fight this obesity? One of the ways of controlling this obesity is fasting. Fasting.
Obesity, doctor, what do you mean by obesity?
Obesity itself is having a lot of weight.
Compared to my age and
compared to your, we call it body mass. How do you calculate your body mass? Like getting your weight in kilograms, you divide it by your height in meters squared. Let me say your weight is 70. Then what is your height?
In meters squared, it can be 1.5.
So you get your weight, you divide it by your height in meters squared, then you can know the measurement you get there. Now, if that measurement is between 18.5 to 24.9, you are normal. You are normal. But if it's between 25 to 29.9, then you are overweight. So, but when it goes to 30 and above, then that's what we call obesity. So obesity comes from overweight. Just move the trend from normal, you become overweight. The weight is so high, then if you had exceeded that level, then you go to extreme level. That's when you become obese. And they are saying that they are 7.9%. Then what about overweight? Those are very so much in numbers. Okay. So by fasting, it helps us to reduce the weight. More so the viscera, this weight, the circumference around the stomach. Fasting helps much on that. Of course, the intermittent fasting we are fasting, it does not reduce weight so easily. There is that Patterson research, unless when the other countries whereby someone fasts for like 16 hours. For us who are in what we call the equinox, equal days and equal nights, 12 hours of fasting, you might not reduce that weight so easily in the 30 days.
But at least there is some good impact.
But for the viscera, this viscera, that one you can break it. That excess fat, you can really break it and reduce your weight by fasting. And even nowadays, the medics usually tell people that want to reduce weight, maybe you leave supper. Actually, all the measures is to reduce excessive eating. Excessive eating. And excessive eating is not always eating a very big plate, but sometimes eating regularly
when you are eating even bad food, processed foods.
So bad eating is not only me eating a very big plate of food, but eating what is not necessary.
What is not necessary.
Or what is not good for my body.
Yes. You take a lot of junk foods the whole day. By the time you reach lunch, you have already gone into a problem itself. You get? So when you are fasting, you are leaving all of that. You are leaving all of that. So this will help your body to reduce on that excessive fat accumulation, and hence your weight at least it will get a chance of reducing.
So a person who has been obese, after some time will become overweight, and then will go back to normal weight.
Then will go back to normal weight. Of course, plus other measures, trying to do a lot of exercises, and to trying to seek other medical advice as the doctors give. So that's how fasting is very important. The other thing, fasting helps us to reduce on our blood sugar levels. Our blood sugar levels, and this is where diabetes comes from. Diabetes, what they call sukari in Uganda, is also on a rising in Uganda, and it accounts around 2.2%. 2.2%. Yes. That is it's, every year it increases by not it increases by 2.2%. And the statistics tell us in Uganda they are around 3,6,900 cases in the country. And the undiagnosed cases are about 48 to 66%. You know what we say when we say undiagnosed cases?
It means I have not gone for checkup and I don't know.
And you don't know
what my status about diabetes is.
And that's what is most dangerous. And here in Central region, we have the highest prevalence, up to almost 22% of people living in Central.
So 22%, it means
that's a
when I
big number.
find 5 people, one has diabetes.
And compared to the eastern part of Uganda, where it's almost like 7.4%. And diabetes has a lot of complications. It affects the eyes, causing retinopathy. It causes gangrene. It affects everything, every part of the body, including the heart, the kidney. Diabetes. It's a very, very, very big problem. And diabetes is the high sugar levels in blood. High sugar levels in blood. Now, how do these high sugar levels come? Or how do we get sugar in the blood? Sugar comes from what we eat. Yeah, it's the body which breaks down what we eat. There is we don't want to use so much scientific terms, and we go, actually it's glucose. Let me say this glucose. It's what is most understandable. So whatever we eat, we get glucose out of it, and we get those sugars. So the body has a mechanism of controlling these sugars.
Yes.
It has a mechanism. Allah Azza wa Jalla gave us a protein called insulin, produced by the pancreas from the liver. It's the one which controls these sugar levels. So when insulin powers in blood, it tries its best to convert this glucose into glycogen, which is stored in the liver. And then you are safe. It's such that these glucose levels don't go so high beyond the normal levels, which is at least not more than 126 milligrams per deciliter. So, but at times if you overeat, eat regularly, eat. So your pancreas keeps on releasing insulin every now and then, releasing insulin. And this constant releasing is what sometimes causes insulin resistance from cells. So the cells now become resistant to the insulin, and it no longer helps you. hence causing
The insulin is being produced, but my body cells are no longer sensitive to this insulin.
Yes.
To convert my glucose into the glycogen to store. Okay.
So hence causing you what they call the type 2 diabetes mellitus. So fasting, if you fast and you reduce these glucose levels in blood, so the body will not release a lot of insulin there because there is no glucose. Now, glucose has its importance. It has its importance, of course. We get energy from it, we work, we do what, we run around, we do what. Even if you are fasting, you have to continue to work. Your brain has to function. So now, if your glucose levels go low and they are not there while fasting, where the body get energy? Now, if there is no glucose, the body turns to another source. Those are the fats. So now it starts to break down the fats.
The other fats that you said are in my viscous section.
Yes.
My stomach section.
Yes. So the fats in your body, they will be now the source to provide energy. So now it's because of your fasting, the body has resorted to fats, which are going to be a problem for you. And that's how this fasting helps to reduce the blood sugar levels, at the same time helping even to reduce your weight at the same time. So actually it means that everyone should be fasting. Whether you're Muslim or a non-Muslim, it's better for you to fast.
For my own health benefits.
For your own health benefits. You get the point? So weight, sugar levels, it's a very good benefit from our fasting. Now there is also another cardiovascular disease which I want to talk about, the HTN or hypertension. I mentioned about it.
Yes.
Hypertension is also on a high increase in Uganda and the whole world, but in Africa we have the most challenges. The prevalence, it's around 26.4% of Ugandans as well.
26.4%. That means 1/4, meaning if I find 4 people walking on the road, one of them has hypertension.
Yes.
It is either he has not known to go for checkup or something like that.
And around 68% are undiagnosed. Of these cases, they are undiagnosed. And this research, by the way, I participated in this research myself when I was doing this, a dissertation on hypertension. It was just a research on how many people don't have hypertension and they don't know. Actually, what we are doing was to go in the village, we're actually in Bali, in those villages there, with our BP machines. We were students by then, taking blood pressure to anyone we meet. Do you know pressure? I don't know. You take. And actually, we found out that it was, by then it was 65%
undiagnosed
of these people who had the hypertension,
but they did not know.
They didn't know at all. They didn't know that they had hypertension. And some people, and you see, this condition does not have signs and symptoms. That's the worst bit of it. They doesn't have signs and symptoms. When they come, it means complications are setting in. And sometimes people just get a stroke. Someone just here in the studio and he falls down. And when you take to the health facility, they will only tell you that, oh, the pressure is so high. So it means you have to be a little vigilant to this killer thing. And now, how does fasting help? Fasting itself helps to reduce the blood pressure. The research says by almost around the 20 millimeters of mercury, like drugs. So it reduces the pressure almost like drugs itself. If someone fasts. Now, how does it do it? There is an element in blood which we call cholesterol. So by fasting, the body, like we said, it turns, instead of from burning glucose, then starts burning fat energy. And when this fatty energy, we call fat energy, it's just as a cholesterol. This is cholesterol, this is the cholesterol. But we can say fat anyway. People know fats. That's what they understand most. Moving in blood. So when they move, they somehow stick in the blood vessels. When they stick, they start combining themselves up till when they block the vessel itself.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I think with that we can we have appreciated in this first session of ours a lot of aspects from the importance of fasting. First and foremost, you told us about obesity, which you called excessive body weight.
Yes.
And you actually, for our dear viewer who has just joined, for us we have learned how to even calculate body mass. And by this we have appreciated that you divide your weight by your height, and the height should be converted to meters squared. And by that, inshallah, we are going to go in for a short break. We are going to come back, but Doctor has told us about obesity, has told us about hypertension, and all of these ones, all these conditions can be reduced by fasting. We are going to go in for a short break and we shall begin from there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wherever you are in the world, stay connected to Uganda with Afro Mobile. Whether you're in Qatar, Abu Dhabi, New York, Cape Town, or beyond, Afro Mobile brings Uganda to your screen. Watch over 80 live TV and radio channels all in one place, from news and entertainment to sports, music, and exclusive shows. Stream seamlessly for just $2.99 per month. Pay easy with Visa, MasterCard, or Union Pay. Download Afro Mobile today.
Kuba mwaka fana nyinga gwali eyo gwa wangudde mwaka mulamba
mpulira essanyu lingi okubanga nawangudde school fees w'omwanange era nina essanyu okubanga sigenda sasula school fees
omwaka
n'omwaka omulamba era ne bazadde ba MTN Momo Katonda abongere omukisa.
As long as you pay school fees using Momo, you'll stand a chance to win school fees for a whole year. The school, you will stand a chance to win a school van. You can also get a school fees loan on Momo. The short code is *165*80#, and you pay school fees and you win school fees for a year.
Wherever you are in the world, stay connected to Uganda with Afro Mobile. Whether you're in Qatar, Abu Dhabi, New York, Cape Town, or beyond, Afro Mobile brings Uganda to your screen. Watch over 80 live TV and radio channels all in one place, from news and entertainment to sports, music, and exclusive shows. Stream seamlessly for just $2.99 per month. Pay easy with Visa, MasterCard, or Union Pay. Download Afro Mobile today.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our dear viewer of Salam TV, welcome back from that short break. This is the Alhidaayah show, where we discuss and appreciate Islam and science. And today we are appreciating the science of the importance of Ramadan. And in the studio I have Dr. Fausar from Lugazi Medical Center. And inshallah he has told us a lot of things from the previous session, where he told us about the diabetes, that is high sugar levels. But fasting enables us to lower or to maintain our sugar levels at a lower level, and that's reducing the risk of diabetes. Has also told us about overweight, or what we called from overweight to obesity. So if you fast, it reduces from obesity, from overweight, and then in Tabaraka Ta'ala, you might even go back to normal weight. That is through fasting, and that becomes good for your health, because he told us that the fasting is probes the body, or it informs the body to now turn from the source of sugar to be glycogen, and now it becomes fats. So the fats that have been stored in your body, doctor has told us that the body now uses it to generate energy, and in so doing, you are lowering your body weight. So I think even for the Gen Zs who want to reduce weight, this is the good time for you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saw it that you will need to cut weight, and then he prescribed to us fasting. Doctor even told us that fasting was prescribed to us as it was prescribed to those who came before us. Doctor, as we went in for a short break, you are still telling us about hypertension, which you told us that it is pressure. What is that small thing about hypertension that you did not tell us that you would like our dear viewer to appreciate as a benefit of fasting or as a benefit of Ramadan?
No, like we said, hypertension itself, it's in the local way we can say blood pressure. The pressure of blood moving in the blood vessels, it's so high. And when it's so high, it affects all your organs. And it can cause a very serious problem to your brain, to your heart, and to even other organs of the body. And sometimes there are some risk factors or causes of why this pressure is so high. And one of the causes is high cholesterol or high fat or saturation of fats in the blood streams, where blood itself moves. So these fats, when they are high, when they are too much, when blood is moving, they tend to compile on each other, till when they reach at the top of the blood stream, of the vessel. So before they reach there, they tend to narrow it, because they've consumed a lot of space. Just like when you get a pipe,
there is no pipes that bring water to our house. Yes, actually that you drain water from our house.
Yes, and you place it like this, the pressure increases. So now that's how your blood vessel becomes. So the pressure itself increases because the space has narrowed. And see, what caused that is because of these fats which are inside. So when you fast, in good fasting, it helps your body to break down these fats, because there is no glucose to break since we are not eating. So then we turn to fats. And when it turns to fats, on the other hand, it helps you to reduce on this problem. Of course, there are other causes, like when the salt is too high. But when salt is too high still, if you are fasting, of course salt cannot be there.
Because you're not taking
you are not taking junk foods, you are not taking what. So by that helps you to reduce on your blood pressure itself. And it acts so much that research has shown that it goes almost with the 20 millimeters of mercury. That's too much. That's why even people with high blood pressure on drugs, they need to inform their doctors if they are going to fast, and how they are going to do it. Because if you are not eating and you are taking drugs at the same time, your pressure might drop so low and you collapse. Because fasting itself is reducing the pressure, and then you are adding on drugs. So you need to see how you are going to balance. Of course, it's easy for doctors, how they know how to do it, and it doesn't affect you much. So those are some of the benefits of fasting. Very, 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 very important. Wantasumu khairul lakum kuntum ta'lamun.
If at all we knew that fasting is better for us.
If at all we knew. And these are just some of the few things we know. There are many which we don't know, which Allah has not told us. So it's a pity for you who does not want to fast.
And you're medical okay.
And you're medical okay. You are healthy. You are getting excuses. I have ulcers. I have what?
Which you don't have.
Which you don't have. And people commonly say ulcers. I don't know whether they know what it means. But when actually it's not the other peptic, peptic ulcers. Some people just get some reflux syndrome, some gastritis there.
Small bloating.
Some small bloating. And they say, I have ulcers. Now, so the other benefit of fasting is cellular repair and longevity. Now, cellular repair, it's just, how am I going to explain it? It's just the body recycling program or process.
Cellular, you mean the small components of our body?
Yes.
That can
the
make
cells.
up an organ.
Okay. In fact, in the other medical word, they use it called the autophagy. Autophagy, where the body cells, actually the body breaks down all these cellular, the damaged cells and the old ones. These cells which are damaged and the old ones, the body itself tries to break them down during fasting. Of course, I cannot say during fasting because this is something which happens regularly. But one of the triggering factors of this process is fasting. Those are the periods without food. These periods without food, they trigger cellular repair. They trigger cellular repair process, where the body cleans out all the damaged cells and the components. So, and this also is linked to increase this stress resistance, because most of these coastal, which causes stress, a lot of stress in people, so are cleaned out by the body itself through this process. So whoever wants to become young, most of the ladies want to become to clean up these all the cells. Of course, even us. One of the ways to do it is by fasting. If you're fasting, it's just the cheapest way.
Without even taking medicine.
Without taking medicine, without a lot of makeup which will deceive you, you just fast. You will get all these advantages without doing anything itself. Now, the inflammation bit of it, because fasting also helps to reduce inflammation, there is a way it enters the same process.
Is inflammation?
No, inflammation is a body process. Like when someone gets an injury anywhere on the body, there's that reddening things.
For example, if I'm pierced by a small nail here, that part becomes red and it is swelling.
Yes.
That is inflammation.
Yes, that's inflammation. That's inflammation which has set in. So this inflammation is very important to our body, of course, and it has a lot of advantages for us. Because if it's not there, we could get a lot of issues. How does it come? It's because the body process whereby we call macrophages, they come, all the fighters, they come there and they cause a lot of chaos there, and actually the body becomes reddened, because of that process. So, but however, when it's there, it's what causes pain by the way itself. You feel a lot of pain, feel a lot of what. So doctors find a way on how they are going to reduce this inflammation itself. And fasting can lower the levels of inflammation throughout the body. Fasting itself. Science shows that it can help to lower these levels of inflammation throughout the whole body. Leave alone these things we can see with our eyes. But there are a lot of problems, there are a lot of inflammations we get in the whole body which we cannot see. And this is a key factor in many chronic conditions, including the arthritis and various age-related diseases. Arthritis, like these diseases of the bones, these are now the inflammations. But whenever you see something with that word, tis, it means inflammation. Can be with the eyes, we say conjunctivitis, or the pancreatitis, gastritis. It means there is inflammation. So fasting helps reduce on one of these markers which causes this problem. Although this problem comes with a benefit, of course. But it stays there after its benefit. That's why doctors try to treat the inflammation as well. Although the causative factor sometimes can be microorganisms, it can be injury, all that. But when it's treated with the drugs, then the inflammation also it's worked upon. So fasting scientifically is one of the ways which will help us to reduce this inflammation. Now, the other important thing with fasting is it helps in the brain itself, the brain function. I can say being bright, but that was it will be like as if I'm so much on it. But the research in animals and some human studies suggest that fasting can boost. There is a brain hormone. It's called the brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It's a protein. It supports the growth of new neurons in the brain. It improves the memory and the learning, and it may protect against so many, degenerative disorders. And this hormone, science says it's produced mainly during fasting. It's produced mainly during fasting, and when it's produced, that's when your brain will be a little more sharp. I don't know that people have realized that they are more sharp when they are fasting than when they are not fasting. But scientifically, it's that way. If you are fasting, and also you see these advantages tend to come into each other. Like the autophagy we talked about.
When you said when the body cleanses, it removes the older cells and replaces them with new cells.
It happens in all cells. So even the brain is helped within that process. Within that process, reducing the inflammation and everything. So it becomes a very important factor for everyone, including the younger ones. The younger ones in class. Of course, the baby class, the whatever. But meaning people with the brain, the teens.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
They use the brain a lot, whatever they are using it for.
If you have to compare with the Ugandan curriculum, that is around Form 3, Form 4, Form 5, I think up to university. So that is the age that uses, the brain is at a very high function.
It has a high function and needed to function that way. So fasting, it helps us to develop that hormone. The DNF. Yes. And that hormone, it actually helps us in this process. So people with that age, I encourage them to be fasting mainly. Also us adults doing this work. It's hectic, you need the brain, you need to read a lot. So don't think that by fasting you're going to affect your brain a lot because you don't have glucose. You won't be affected because those hours affecting you, we don't fast them. So, but you get this benefit through these 30 days. And if you are able to do it almost at least 3 times every month, then will be the best.
And I think that is where the ayam bid comes in, the white days of every month.
Yes. The Prophet said, told us that at least you should fast 3 days every month, at least 3 days, whether Monday or Thursday. That's at least. But if you can add and make them 8 or more, alhamdulillah, it's what is best
For my body.
For your body. So that's about the brain itself. You see, fasting has a lot of advantages. Now, the other thing is about the gut.
What is
the gut?
No, what is the gut?
The gut, it begins from here, let me say from the esophagus here up to the stomach, all those contents there. We call them the gut.
I think in primary for us we used to call it the alimentary canal. Yes.
Is this called the alimentary canal or they changed the word?
I don't know. I'm not up to date with primary science. But at least we know it's now called the gut.
No, the gut has its own bacteria. And research says that the fasting itself causes improved gut, this improved gut microbiome. It may help to rebalance the gut microbiome by promoting these beneficial bacteria.
Yes, because I've ever heard that there is some microorganisms in the stomach that are source of vitamin K. And I wondered, because for me I thought bacteria, when I hear about bacteria, it is all about diseases.
Not really. Bacteria, sometimes they are very important to our body, and they are naturally there. The mouth has its own bacteria, the stomach has its own bacteria, the hand, the body, the skin, the anus, where every part of the body has its own bacteria. And they are supposed to be there. Now, when do they cause diseases? If they change location. If they change location, that's when they can become a problem to you.
For example, our dear viewer might wonder, how can they change the location?
It's you who changes the location of them. You get the normal bacteria of the mouth, you put it somewhere else. Just because of your own activities you do, the bacteria can change location. Others, once it's overgrowth. Sometimes they can overgrow. They can overgrow, and when they overgrow, they become a problem. Now, for example, let me give you an example of these common bacteria called the albicans, the Candida albicans. The Candida albicans, they are normal bacteria in the female genital tract there, down there. And they are the causes of Candida itself.
Normally they are there.
Normally they are there.
But again, they are the causes of Candida.
And again, they are the causes of Candida itself. But what happens? One, they can overgrow. Yes, they can overgrow. And when do they overgrow? If you suppress other bacteria there. Because like I said, there are so many bacteria there. And because there are so many, the body balances them at that number. So if you do a lot of your own activities, vaginal cleaning, like dodging, whatever, you kill other bacteria. And then leaving this stubborn one. Because for it, cannot be easily killed. Then it overgrows itself, it gets its space, overgrows, then you get a problem. So now by fasting, it helps to keep on this rebalance, this gut
bacteria.
Yes, it helps. Fasting helps on the balance itself, because most of them even feed on a lot of glucose, what. So by fasting, there is a way you control on this growth itself, and hence these bacteria will not become a problem to you and will not get these diseases which disturbs all of us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Faisal. I think the benefits of fasting are infinite. We cannot even accomplish all of them, but at least in these remaining 2 minutes or 1 minute, you can give us a conclusion of the benefits of fasting to person there who is watching the Alhidaayah show.
For all those who have been listening to us when we started with the importance of fasting in general, and we said Allah Azza wa Jalla ordained on us fasting because he had reason. He knows us better. He really knows us better, and we cannot say that we are more bright. So there are some benefits which we say they are spiritual benefits, and there are also other healthy benefits which we have mentioned a lot. In summary, we say that there are a lot of cardiovascular diseases, and one of them we mentioned the hypertension, we mentioned the diabetes, which can be controlled by fasting. Not only fasting itself, but there are other methods, of course, like we say salt intake, like we say the avoiding inactivity and others, but fasting is one of them. However, we are talking of prevention, but if you already have these conditions, I'm not saying fasting will not help you, but you need to consult your doctor on when to fast, to check you when to fast and how you are going to go about it. Of course, we talked about obesity, reducing weight, and we agreed that reducing weight is very important to all of us, and it can easily be done by fasting. Also, what I didn't tell you about is stress. Most of us we get a lot of stress, but please, stress it's caused by mainly a high lot of cortisol in the blood. So if you are fasting, you will reduce a lot of stress, and everyone here has stress, including you, my brother here. So if you try to fast, please, your stress will be worked upon. Thank you very much, all our viewers, for this program. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dr. Fausar, we cannot thank you enough. Our dear viewers of Salam TV are very appreciative. Our dear viewers of Salam TV, this is the Alhidaayah show. As always, we promise to bring you the best of the best people out there to come and tell us more about Islam and science. And today we have been talking about the benefits of fasting, or the importance of fasting. You should understand that it was not made compulsory to you, but but there are the importance behind it, and alhamdulillah, a lot of things have been talked about. You are able to lose your weight back to normal, cellular regenesis, people who want to become young again, the inflammation, and a lot of other things, even enhanced brain function. Doctors told us that when you fast, you are thinking more bright, you become more bright than someone who is not fasting. So I think it is a very good venture for us, and we should just thank Allah that it was prescribed to us. Doctors also informed us that it was prescribed to us, but it was also prescribed to those who became before us. So it is a thing that we should thank Allah for, and we take it in good faith, not getting some other abnormal reasons people always get. I'm not fasting, I have this and this. I'm not fasting, but again, for those who are in journeys and those other exceptions that Allah again allowed, please, you may not fast. I am Alka Mayanja, the host for this show. This has been the Alhidaayah show. We meet next time. May the Almighty Allah enable us all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
by'olina okukola obeere steady. Weegendereza abakwetoolodde. Bw'oba oteekamu ppini yo mu bbanka oba mu ssimu, kakasa nti teri agiraba. Eremu bwe batalaba mapeesa g'onyiga.
In partnership with Uganda Communications Commission and NBS.
kuba mwaka faananyi nga gwali eyo gwawangudde mwaka mulamba
mpulira essanyu lingi okubanga nawangudde school fees w'omwanange era nina essanyu okubanga sigenda sasula school fees n'omwaka omulamba era nebazanya ba MTN Momo katonda abongere omukisa.
As long as you pay school fees using Momo, you will stand a chance to win school fees for a whole year. The school, you will stand a chance to win a school van. You can also get a school fees loan on Momo. The short code is *165*80#, and you pay school fees and you win school fees for a year.